Most people have never tasted a real truffle. What they know instead is a synthetic imitation, one chemical note, amplified until it becomes their definition of truffle. That is part of why truffle oil became so common in the first place. Real truffles are rare, expensive, perishable, difficult to source, and too subtle for mass-market imitation. But truffle oil is cheap by comparison, easy to bottle, easy to spread across a dish, and easy to sell because it gives people an immediate, unmistakable impression of truffle. The fake is loud, immediate, and memorable. The real thing is layered, subtle, cultivated, and costly. So after years of being trained on the imitation, people may finally taste the real thing and think it is wrong. Their palate has been formed by the counterfeit. Religion works much the same way. Falsehood rarely invents itself out of nothing. It takes one real note and exaggerates it until the fragment is mistaken for the whole. World religions preserve echoes and shards of truth. Christian sects, what the New Testament calls airesis, sects or factions, are more dangerous still because they mimic the apostolic faith at close range while isolating one element from the fullness. Scripture without church, faith without sacramental life, zeal without continuity, experience without discipline, morality without communion. A copy with one loud note can feel more real than the original to those who have never known the original. But the apostles did not hand down fragments. They handed down a living deposit. St. Paul tells Christians to hold the traditions they were taught, whether by word or epistle. 2 Thessalonians 2:15. And he praises the Corinthians for keeping the traditions just as he delivered them. 1 Corinthians 11:2. That is why words like paredoka and paradosis matter. They come from the same word family of handing over, delivering, transmitting, and entrusting something received, not reinvented. Jude uses that same idea when he calls it the faith once for all delivered to the saints, Jude 3. The Greek word there is paradothesi, from paradidhomi, meaning handed over, delivered, entrusted, passed down. So the point is not merely that the faith was mentioned once, but that it was transmitted as a definite deposit. And St. Paul did not preach one sect among many. In Acts, others called the way an airesis, a sect, but Paul answered by confessing that he worshipped God according to the way. He stood in the way, not as one faction among many, but as the true apostolic path. That is the claim of orthodoxy still, not that she is one Christian option among many, but that she is the apostolic fullness once handed down, from which sects depart, and to which broken religious echoes only dimly point. The tragedy of modern religion is that many have lived on spiritual truffle oil for so long that when they finally encounter the real thing, they mistake the original for the counterfeit.